Hello, English learners. In this lesson, I will explain to you the second case of the simple present, which is the negative case. Last lesson, I explained to you the first case, which is the affirmative case, which means verb 1 or verb 1 plus s. Of course, we are not going to use these two together, but we will choose between them either verb 1 or verb 1 plus s, and that depend on the subject, because we're gonna make an agreement between the subject and the verb. All right, now in the negative case, we also have two cases, don't plus verb 1 and doesn't plus verb 1. Now, if I ask what is the similarity and the difference between these two structures, we can notice that the difference is in the first doesn't and in the second don't, while the similarity is verb 1. I want you to focus on this point because it's very important. So what comes after doesn't and don't is verb 1 all the time. We don't use verb 1 plus s at all. At what time we write don't plus verb 1 or doesn't plus verb 1? This depends on the subject. So if the subject is he, she, or it, we write doesn't plus verb 1. While if the subject is I, we, you, or they, we use with it don't plus verb 1. All right. Now, let me give you examples. She goes to school. I notice that the verb is goes, which means verb 1 plus s. So I quickly change goes into doesn't go. All right. If I said they go to school, I look at the verb, I found it go, which means verb 1. So quickly in the negative, I change it into don't go. All right, this is the first way how to change the verb into negative. The second way is to look at the subject. The subject is very important and helps you also to decide how to make the negative case. For example, if I said she goes to school, the subject here is she, and she goes with doesn't plus verb 1. So quickly I change the verb goes into doesn't go. While if I said they go to school, I look at the subject, which is they, and they goes with don't plus verb 1. So quickly I change the verb go into don't go. So there are two ways to change the verb of the sentence into negative. The first way is by looking at the verb itself, whether it is verb 1 or verb 1 plus s. And the second thing is to look at the subject to see whether it is I, we, you, or they, and to change the verb into don't plus verb 1. While if the subject is he, she, it, you change the verb into doesn't plus verb 1. And of course, to check on yourself, you can use these two ways to be sure that you are changing the verb into the correct tense. All right, now I want to give you examples about when the subject is a phrase. Let's start by a noun. If the subject is, for example, students, students go to school. Students here is plural because I'm not talking about one student, I'm talking about students. So I add as to the noun to the word student to get what I say, students. So I refer this word in my mind into a pronoun. So student is he, and the plural of he, they. So this word students means they. All right, they go with don't go. So the negative here, students don't go to school. All right, now if I say Linda goes to school. Now Linda is a name. If I want to change it into a pronoun, Linda is the name of a girl, so I change it into she. And she goes with doesn't. So the verb goes will be changed into doesn't go. Linda doesn't go to school. All right. This is an example about when the subject is a noun.